Yeah, we should just talk about it.
Yeah.
So what do you look for on resumes? Like, so specifically, like, you know, leading into a job interview, an interviewer has your resume right in front of them. Like, you're the interviewer. What are you looking for in the resume? But then also, what are you looking for, like, in the candidate? Like,
for sure. When you get a bunch of resumes, like if you're in a big position that you're trying to fill, you get a lot of resumes. And so honestly, the craziest part about it, there might be better candidates in that stack, but when I'm going through them, I give them 10 seconds, and the first part, it's got to be a little captivating for me. And if the first couple of jobs are relevant, I'll skim through them, and you can tell from me if somebody's kind of tweaked their resume for the application that they put in. Sometimes you'll get some of them that are just, this is all the experience in the world that I've gotten, and they don't ever
20
make
years
it.
of experience.
Yeah, and that's
different things.
That's great.
Yeah.
Like, that's good job. But it's what made that relevant to this position now. That's the first thing I look for, because then I know the people that are really, they read through the job and they tweaked it a little bit, which is fine, to make it relevant to where they're applying. Some people just go, there's 50 jobs posted, I'm going to upload the same resume to all of them. And you can really tell, because there's no personality behind the resume. So that's one of the first things I look for.
Do you look for like a picture on the resume? I personally like to see a picture if I don't have them sitting right in front of me, just so I can associate it. But I don't know, like, what other people.
Very few of the resumes that I've ever looked at have had them.
Sometimes do you enjoy it though, or do you like?
Yeah, I do.
Not needed?
I do. I think that in the world we are in now, I will go to, like, I'm kind of weird, but I'll find their names that I like, and I will actually kind of
stalk them on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram.
People do that with their dates. Like, why would
why would you do that for your business?
If a company is going to spend $100,000 a year on somebody, it's like they're going to stalk them. Like,
and you should.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that, it's funny, is it's really weird, but if the first 3 posts are just like really out there or really weird, I'm a little bit more reserved.
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
There's a lot to be said on what your private life is like, because that does bleed into your professional life. Because whatever you do at home,
it's gonna bleed in.
It can bleed in. It can interrupt work, which is again, everybody's got lives. But if you're going to apply somewhere,
but if it becomes very apparent on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok that your personal life is a mess, your business life is also going to be a mess. Like, and
100%.
Yeah. So.
And that is true, and it's really interesting. Some of the things that people would think that you'd want to find on a resume are not that important to me. Yeah. Because
what about 2-page resumes?
2-pagers for entry level stuff, I think they're overkill. They really are. If you're going in for like a senior level position and there's lots of depth in, like, I don't know. I think of like a law position. My father-in-law, for instance, he's been an attorney for years. And he said when he hires people for the city that are going to be in charge of buying and selling government contracts, things like that, he goes, I want to know what they did in their positions. And he goes, and I almost look more poorly on the ones that only have a page, because at that point it's like, well, tell me.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. I go, like, what did you do to make your last job successful? And if it was just like, well, I was in charge of this, this, and this, when you're going into millions of dollars worth of like federal contracts, things like that, you want to know a little bit more. And
if your job is going to be super technical, like ultra technical, like a high level like attorney position, then like you probably need more. But that makes sense.
And those are few exceptions. 1-pagers are usually just fine. Mine right now, my resume, I want to say it sits just under 2. But I also don't have every job I've ever had on there anymore. Because that also, I don't mind 2-page resumes if it's relevant. Yeah. But when I was a kid, I worked at Brolam's. The grocery store.
You don't need to put problems.
That doesn't need to go on there.
You're 30 or plus.
Yeah.
You don't need to know what you did in high school.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And no offense, I don't care if you're an Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
like the lifetime achievement.
So true.
Yeah, I'm like,
nobody gives a crap.
Nobody cares.
I'm an Eagle Scout. I've never put that on my resume.
Yep. I don't care if you're an Eagle Scout. I don't really care if you. There's like achievements maybe, but if they're relevant, certifications, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can put on a resume if it's relevant to the field. But other than that, a page, maybe two, and never front and back. Never front and back. Okay, don't ever do that.
Yeah, that's dumb. Because people are going to look at the front and forget that they're doing it back. It's going to look like half a resume.
Yeah, it looks like half a resume, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah,
and digitally,
that's half the sentence. Like, why didn't they finish the sentence? Like, it's on the back.
You look like a fool.
Whatever.
Yeah. But what about you? Like for yourself, do you like one pagers or?
I enjoy one pagers, but we're only hiring like entry level stuff. Like,
right.
I mean, we haven't hired anybody that's like, we haven't hired like engineers or anything like that. If we were hiring like a career engineer, it's like, I would definitely want to, see some more depth to it.
Yeah. And there's always exceptions to the rule. I've seen some long resumes that stink, and it's like you're just burying yourself in a hole, showing that you don't know exactly what you're doing. But it's important that the first like action point on a resume is good. Like, what's your name? Some relevant experience, education wise. I don't really care about your GPA anymore. Some people do. I know there's a couple of corporations out there that really are into GPA.
I enjoy GPA just because it shows me how much they were able to apply themselves. Like,
that's true. That's a good point.
But the thing is, like, I mean, Tesla, for example, they don't even care about a 4-year degree. So they'll hire engineers that don't have a 4-year degree in engineering. And it's like, hey, are you competent? Like, and that's
the competency.
That's what most people care about now.
And anymore, if you're gonna be a competency-based hiring company, you should have a competency exam, like for people. If you're not gonna care about education, then I go, the education part for me, I guess back to the GPA. Yeah. If they have a degree, I know that they were committed enough to like finish. And that speaks some volume too. But it also depends on the university.
And the degree.
And the degree. It's like, well, I got a general studies major from a junior college.
Nobody cares.
I go, nobody cares.
It's a high school diploma.
And that's basically as good as a high school diploma. My wife, she went to school in Canada, and her 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, she said was harder than her 4 years at university in the States.
Wow.
She breezed through college in the States. They are very, I know. It was like, but anyways, what else on a resume?
I think for me, the biggest thing is just like organization too. Like, so if the resume is just like a full page of just single space, like no indentation, no like bolding. It's just one page of like words. It's like, I'm not even gonna read it. Like, I'm gonna throw that thing in the trash and like
move on to the next.
Like, I mean, obviously that's like, resumes 101, but like just know that like how you indent, how you bold things, how you structure, like literally just how the words lay out on the page. Like, not even what the words say, but just like if like you can break it up into like, one sentence at a time, and it like flows very well, just like you would be taking notes in like a college level class. Like, you want it to like, you can make certain things stand out just by how you bold it and how you, and like, where you put the indentations and punctuation and stuff. So I think that's a huge thing. But
I think so. What do you think on time and jobs? Like, if you see somebody that's bounced a little bit,
it's not as scary to me if I can tell that they're committed to, like, in the interview, I can tell that they're committed to like either our company or the idea, like the sector of our company. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as big of a deal, but it is a red flag though. Yeah, like, it is definitely a red flag if it's career position that you're applying for.
Right. So, if it, a career position for sure.
If it's an entry level position, it's like, I don't care. I'll get them for a year, and then they'll go somewhere else.
Most stuff like that, it is like a year's pushing it. That's weird, but a year's pushing it. I
we're running up on time. But anyways, yeah.
Well, no, thank you guys. We'll keep bringing some tips and tricks for careers, occupations, jobs.
Yeah.
And
let's go make millions.
Let's do it. I'm all for that.